Now, new, live, and local, and every weekday from 8 to 9 a.m. This is the show talking about what you want to know, what you need to know, and part of Woof Boom Radio's mission to use our voice to build our community. The all-new Delaware County Today, presented by Muncie Community Schools. Now on WMUN, the Talk of Muncie. Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
All right, stormy weather recap. Before the storms, a 17-year-old Muncie hero honored. I was there. Boiler Up advancing BSU baseball home this weekend, made by Automatic Pool Coverage. The coverage here. And Sip and Savor fundraiser. We have Cheryl Crowder in minutes and moments. Good morning. Happy Friday. Let's get right to the weather with Paul Poteet.
Good morning. It's the calm after the storms, after dealing with severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings and wind gusts and some pretty large hail. The one good thing, I suppose, that we got out of yesterday's weather maker was 1.76 inches of rainfall unofficially in the area. That's the biggest drink of water that we've had in a while. The winds are still a little breezy. Chills today could be near or even below freezing at times. The high 47, morning clouds, some afternoon sunshine. 26 and mostly clear tonight. 47 with sunshine tomorrow, and then we make the big jump to 71 with increasing cloudiness on Sunday. And we're into the low 70s on Monday. Maybe a spotty shower. Probably our best chances next week are going to be Tuesday and Wednesday for more showers and storms. There's your WMUN Muncie weather. Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, Paul. Updates all the time, weekdays and weekends. And he was doing yeoman's work with me last night with emergency coverage as well. All right, next item this morning. In early March, Hayden DeLong was at the right place at the right time for the Skinner family. It was on Cornbread Road in Muncie that he came across an accident, head-on crash. Just minutes from their home, the Skinners got into that accident. This audio explains the situation during a presentation of a Hero Award at the Delaware County Sheriff's Department. First to speak is Chief Deputy Jeff Stanley, then the mother of the two and the 5-year-old girls who were there yesterday, then Sheriff Tony Skinner, then Jeff Stanley again, and then Hayden himself. The ceremony happened inside the Delaware County Justice Center yesterday, which turned out to be Hayden's 17th birthday. Here is that audio now.
We're here to honor a special individual today, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. So, Amy, would you like to say something to start us off?
I think Britton's gonna.
Britton?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm nervous. Please excuse me. We wrote this to Hayden. So, Hayden, the definition of a hero is a person admired for courage, outstanding achievements, noble qualities, or someone who performs selfless acts to help others. We are here today because these things describe a young man who exhibited all of these things on March 3rd, 2026 at 5:55 p.m. I want to thank you for your bravery. I want to thank you for your thought process during a traumatic moment and your selflessness during a time of need. Whether you realize it or not, your decision to call 911 and pull two beautiful girls from a car on March 3rd will be remembered for a lifetime. This one selfless act, one split decision, and one kindness has made you a hero in the hearts of many. I will close with a statement of affirmation. You are strong, you are brave, and you are courageous. You are kind, regardless of where life takes you. Always remember these things to be true.
Okay, so for those of you that do not know, on March 3rd, there was we had a pretty horrific crash on Cornbread Road here in Delaware County. And Hayden was the first one that drove up on the scene. And Hayden reacted as any hero would do. He took it upon himself to go ahead and call 911. He saw that there were two beautiful girls in a vehicle that needed his attention, so he went ahead and attended to those girls. got them out of the vehicle, and put them in a car where they were safe until other personnel arrived. So, Hayden, nice work. Appreciate you.
That's Jeff Stanley.
On behalf of the Sheriff's Office, I would like Sheriff Tony Skinner is going to read a Citizen Award.
Presented to Hayden DeLong. In recognition of extraordinary courage, selflessness, and compassion demonstrated during a critical incident in Delaware County, Indiana. On March 3rd, 2026, Hayden DeLong came upon a serious motor vehicle crash involving a mother and her 2 young children. Without hesitation, Hayden called 911, assessed the situation, and took immediate action as the vehicle began to smoke. He safely removed the children from the vehicle, ensuring their protection and comfort until emergency responders arrived. Hayden's quick thinking, calm demeanor, and willingness to act in a moment of danger directly contributed to the safety and survival of the 2 young lives. His actions reflect the highest standards of character, integrity, and service to others. At just 16 years old, Hayden demonstrated that true heroism is not defined by age, but by the willingness to step forward when it matters most. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office proudly recognizes Hayden DeLong for his bravery and his unwavering commitment to helping others in their time of need. Presented this 26th day of March, 2026.
In the back of the room, you hear a child making some noise. That is one of the kiddos who suffers from autism, who's having a really good day, by the way, and was doing great. Here's some more of that audio now.
17th birthday.
How about that?
That was Jeff Stanley reminding us it's Hayden's 17th birthday yesterday as they were doing the presentation at the Justice Center.
Like to say anything? Oh, no.
Everyone's a little shy.
Well, I'm just really I'm happy that I was there.
This is Hayden.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Good job.
Okay, so your mom, I assume, from what I just saw up there with the kiddos.
Yes.
Tell me your name.
Britton Skinner, Blakely Skinner, and Brinley Skinner.
Tell me what you think about this Hayden guy.
He's amazing. I work with kids every day, so I see kids, going down the wrong path. And for somebody to just automatically stop and help my kids without any thought process is amazing.
From seeing him speak for just a second, he seems pretty much introvert, shy. I'll talk to him in just a second. But that he took those steps in the situation that he came across is really remarkable. It was something.
It was a terrifying moment for me, especially this is my first time actually seeing him. I couldn't see him in the wreck. I just heard him pull my kids out of the car. So it's amazing what he did.
I saw the hug. You said it's the first time you've seen him.
Yes.
How was that hug?
It meant a lot to me. He will have a lifelong friend with the Skinner family for sure.
And you brought him a birthday gift too. That's so nice.
Yes, I found out it's his birthday, so I bought him some cupcakes, and I bought him a gift card so he can spend it on his car or whatever he needs. So
Very cool.
I appreciate you.
Nice to talk to you.
Nice to meet you.
Bad news and strife and struggle is kind of part of the game. You come across an accident, you're dealing with the aftermath of something. But Sheriff Skinner, I assume these kinds of days, this is a really, really good part of your job.
It really is. It's not every day that somebody goes out of their way and steps into danger to help others. Hayden actually reacted the exact way that we would want a trained deputy sheriff to act, and at the young age of 16, it's inspirational. So it's worth our time to go out of our way to thank him and recognize him for the actions that he took.
Sheriff Skinner, thank you. Jeff Stanley, I imagine these are joyous kinds of events that you get to do. What would you say about the bravery that it took for that young man to step forward in a crisis situation and make the right decision at the right moment?
It was just great to hear what Hayden had to do. I give a lot of press releases on incidents and crashes that occur in Delaware County, and a lot of the information is negative. And, it affects a lot of families. But this was actually a positive story. And I was contacted by Riley and also some of the nurses here at Ball, and they just wanted to reach out. And the family, the Skinner family, is just phenomenal. They wanted to reach out and personally talk to Hayden, so we were able to organize this on his 17th birthday. So it's just a great day for him.
This is Hayden DeLong, and we learned today of something that you did in early March. Now that you're a 17-year-old, of course, this is a long time since you were a little old 16-year-old. What did you think when you came across this accident? As a 16-year-old, you're the first person to show up. What was the first thing you thought of?
I thought to call 911, and I was like, wow, this is real. And so I just thought of saving them because I thought of my own family in that situation. Like, if it was my family, I'd want somebody to be there too, like, to save them out of there.
Have you ever encountered anything like this at all?
No. This is all... I've never, ever been in some situation this drastic.
So it was just instinct that said, danger, I got to help, I'm going to go. What was the first thing you thought when you saw those two little girls in the car?
I was like, oh, this is really serious now. So I just did what I could, and I got them out of the car like 911 told me. And I was frightened, but I was like in shock. But I got him out anyway because, I'm like really passionate towards others, and that comes from my grandma.
We're going to clear the audio right there and that audio from yesterday. Jackson will take that down. If you want to hear the rest of that interview with Hayden or that full package, again, it's on WMUNmuncie.com. We posted it late last night. You can certainly grab that. And it's good to have good people in the world. We're going to come back with more in just a second. Cheryl Crowder is getting closer to arriving to Studio B. We'll talk about an event that you're going to want to know about that's happening in Muncie soon. Stand by. That is part of Delaware County Today in a moment on WMUN.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. And are you into video games, celebrities, or just having a good time? Then you need to get familiar with the Global Gaming League. The Global Gaming League is a new video game league with celebrity-owned teams from Howie Mandel to Flavor Flav to T-Pain, competing across everything from Call of Duty to Pac-Man. So if you want to watch your favorite celebrities battle it out, or if you play games yourself, this is your chance to be part of it. Sign up now at globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker. Bring out the good.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
As we are live in Studio B, our daily show always includes great guests. Cheryl Crowder in a couple of minutes. She was caught by a train. Oh, Muncie, the land of trains. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's start now with our local news summary. That's always a part of our program here on WMUN.
4 teams punched their ticket to the Elite Eight Thursday. Number 2 Purdue hitting a game winner with 0.7 seconds left against number 11 Texas. They win it 79-77. And we had a pair of upsets. Number 9 Iowa with the win over number 4 Nebraska 77-71. And number 3 Illinois picking up a 65-55 win over number 2 Houston. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
A woman from Kokomo is accused of stabbing a U.S. post office letter carrier and being involved in 2 crashes Tuesday night.
The Kokomo Police Department says a woman named Laura Fortson admitted to them that she stabbed a U.S. Postal Service letter carrier, got into her Buick, and crashed it into 2 separate vehicles Tuesday night. And with the help of the letter carrier telling police where Fortson went, they say they were able to find the Buick and Fortson later that evening. Fortson was arrested. She's now facing several charges, including attempted murder and aggravated battery. The letter carrier is recovering from her injuries. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
Anderson Speedway's announced 2008 Daytona 500 champion Ryan Newman will return to compete in the Unified Group Services Little 500 presented by Ed Martin Automotive. The South Bend native's best finish in the race was 6th in 2024. This year's race is May 23. The long-awaited Mid-American Conference football schedule has been released, and Voice of Cardinals Mick Tidrow previewed Ball State's slate on Delaware County today, including a big season opener and some early action.
Ball State's home opener is September 12th at Schumann Stadium against Stony Brook. First game of the year is at Ohio State. Then after hosting Stony Brook, they go to Liberty, and week 4 is at Kent State, so already having some early action there.
Indiana health leaders are warning Hoosiers about a new dangerous drug already spreading across the Midwest.
The Marion County Public Health Department is referring to cyclorphine as a designer drug. The newly identified synthetic opioid is approximately 10 times more potent than fentanyl. Health officials believe it would take more than a single dose of Narcan to reverse an overdose. Cheryl Lewis, Network Indiana.
The Madison County Parks and Recreation Board has received a state permit for its second anchor park to be built near the intersection of West 8th Street Road and Layton Road. The Herald Bulletin says the permit remains in effect through March 18th of 2028.
This Saturday, No Kings protests are planned across the country with more than 3,000 event locations listed on the website. An Indivisible co-founder said there's no set of policy demands or specific platform. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Senator Jim Banks is framing the race for artificial intelligence as a moral fight against the Chinese Communist Party. Johnette Cruz has the details.
At Tuesday's Hill and Valley Forum in D.C., Banks backed a new White House AI action plan that enforces strict export controls on advanced microchips. He says the goal is to prevent American technology from being used by adversaries to dominate the global market.
This isn't just a technological race. This is a moral fight. We know that the PRC is going to lie, steal, and cheat, and that this is more evidence of it. We can't let them do that, and that's why export controls are so important.
Banks says his Gains AI Act will prioritize American-made chips for domestic workers and help secure the jobs of the future for the next generation. Johnette Cruz, Network Indiana.
Sanguine Night's annual Halloween Night Vampire Ball to raise funds for Riley Children's Hospital is working towards a new home for this year. Founder Topher Chambers explained more on the Anderson Journal Morning Show.
We have just signed the thing. We are getting ready to pay the deposit to make sure that we are at the Anderson Museum of Art for the event this year. So it would be in the main room right off the rotunda.
Madison County Sheriff's officials tell us that an Anderson woman died around midnight yesterday morning. They say 38-year-old John A. Swain was walking northbound on Scatterfield Road near Alexandria Pike. She was struck by a Chevy Spark driven by a 31-year-old Frankton resident. They say that the driver remained on the scene and is cooperating with the ongoing investigation. Brett Busby, Woof Boom Radio News.
Indiana Senator Todd Young says the U.S. is locked in a high-stakes competition with China that will define the next century.
Speaking at the Hill and Valley Forum in D.C. Tuesday, Young released a national security report warning that American leadership in biotechnology is slipping.
We need someone to own biotech in the White House and in our different departments, and we're getting there.
Young's commission is calling for urgent congressional action to reshore supply chains and revitalize American manufacturing to stay ahead. Johnette Cruz, Network Indiana.
The FAA is investigating the incident at John Wayne Airport. United Airlines Flight 589 was approaching the airport when a Sikorsky Black Hawk chopper crossed in front of its flight path. A United spokesman telling Fox the pilots were warned to watch for a military helicopter flying near the airport. The FAA is looking into whether a new measure that replaces relying on visual separation between planes and helicopters was applied. The measure was enacted after last year's deadly crash between a passenger jet and a Black Hawk helicopter at Reagan Airport in Washington. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Grilt Barbecue Restaurant of Newcastle was announced as the winner of last week's Delaware County Farm Festival Barbecue Cook-Off. Oscar Williams Smokehouse of Chesterfield was announced as the runner-up.
The 6-seeded Fighting Irish face 2nd-seeded Vanderbilt this afternoon in the Sweet 16 in Fort Worth. Notre Dame comes in at 24-10 and are led by ACC Player of the Year Hannah Hidalgo, Len Clark, Network Indiana.
Opening day of the 2026 MLB season taking place on Thursday, and this day belonged to the rookies, as for the first time ever, 3 rookies hit a home run in their opening day debuts. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
More local every day on our free woofboomnews.com.
This Week in Delaware County, a weekly show on WMUN that's part of our promise to use our voice to build and connect our community. Listen Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. to catch up on local news, community info, and talk about issues and ideas that you need to know on 92.5 FM, 1340 AM, and on Alexa. Say play WMUN.
Hey Adam, did you know Sheriff Goslin is celebrating 120 years as a roofing company this year?
That's a long time, Gary. Wow, what an incredible accomplishment. Pete, can you share your favorite memory of Sheriff Goslin in 1906?
That's a good one, Adam. I haven't been around quite that long. It only feels that way. But now it's 2026, and if you need Sheriff Goslin, remember to call Pete Dahl, y'all.
Quality work since 1906. Sheriff Goslin Roofing. Worry-free.
DraftKings presents a message on responsible gaming.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
Whatever your wager, sometimes
you got to know when to hold 'em.
There are no locks or sure things, so
know when to fold 'em.
And if you feel like you're ready for a break,
know when to walk away.
Remember, it's more fun when it's for fun.
When the dealing's done.
Well said, man. Well said. At DraftKings, we believe it's more fun when it's for fun, and we want it to stay that way. We provide customers with helpful tools so they can set budgets, limits, and cool-off periods, and we encourage all customers to use these tools. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals. With versatile compact tractors, professional-grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and are you into video games, celebrities, or just having a good time? Then you need to get familiar with the Global Gaming League. The Global Gaming League is a new video game league with celebrity-owned teams from Howie Mandel to Flavor Flav to T-Pain, competing across everything from Call of Duty to Pac-Man. So, if you want to watch your favorite celebrities battle it out, or if you play games yourself, this is your chance to be part of it. Sign up now at globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
Live, weekdays from 8 to 9 a.m. with replays later. This is the Daily Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell.
Thank you, Tom Campbell. You are likely listening in the Indiana area. Tom always listens. Now we're into the two-shot here in Studio B. And her first visit, Cheryl Crowder, right here, right now. And how do you like the digs?
Oh, my gosh. It's
absolutely amazing in here. Nice new digs.
It is
yeah,
unbelievable.
It has that new car smell to it too.
Everybody says that. Everybody says
nice.
the exact same thing.
Well, because it does.
It does. It does. I'm glad it doesn't smell like me, and somebody's going to say that eventually. Okay, so we're going to talk to Cheryl right now about Sip and Savor, date, time, location first, and then, the overview of what this fun is going to be.
Yeah, so Magic City Sip and Savor, formerly Magic City Brewfest. So this will actually be our third one next Saturday, April 4th, from 2 to 5 p.m. unless you buy a VIP ticket, and the VIP will be held from 12:30 to 1:30 at 7 Rock Brew. You can, if you buy one of those tickets, you get an extra hour and some extra special treatment at 7 Rock. Okay. Some different brews, some different bites. Foxy is playing that there. You can park your car and leave it, and Alfred Custom and Rods will give you a shuttle back and forth to Magic. So that's absolutely a good deal.
All right, very nice. This is a fundraiser, yes, for a purpose of, can you tell us that?
I mean, it is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It is a fundraiser.
Okay.
It absolutely is for Muncie Downtown Development Partnership. It is at Mad Jackson. This is the second year we've done it at Mad Jackson. Right. It just is such a glorious space to celebrate with other residents who are there and then bring our own stuff in. So we have 17 breweries, wineries, distilleries, and NA products that will be there. And with your ticket, that's an endless pour, so responsibly, obviously. And then we've partnered with Ball State University's culinary department as well as Ivy Tech's culinary. They're doing 8 bites, so there'll be 8 stations with different little things that you can try, and we're really excited to partner with them.
So this event is, as we're speaking now, on March the 27th. It is a week and a day from today. The first Saturday in April, and Cheryl just explained Muncie Downtown Development Partnership quickly there. For those that don't know, what's the broad overview of the Muncie Downtown Development Partnership? What is, if you were to explain the water cooler talk of what the partnership is all about, what is the purpose of the Muncie Downtown Development Partnership?
So our mission is to create an environment downtown for economic and cultural growth. So that's sort of the tagline. Yeah. We're also the marketing arm for downtown. Obviously, events are one of the big ways that we market downtown, and that's my job. Good. So I enjoy that. But really bringing attention to downtown and helping people realize that the place that they live in has a wonderful core, and they're invited.
We're on WMUN's Delaware County Today in Studio B. We're also on YouTube. That is Woof Boom Studio B. If you would like to follow that channel, we have lots and lots of video content. Of course, radio is our specialty. Radio is the original social media, Cheryl, as you full well know. But everybody needs to have access in different ways now. And Jay Chapman and our company invested in this space. It's on the campus of Woof Boom Radio, same parking lot that
I've never even been to the back of the building.
You wondered if it was a new building when you first walked in,
I
right?
thought, yeah. Oh, well, the inside, absolutely. It absolutely is. But then I was on the outside, I was like, I wonder if this has been here. And I just never even knew what was behind the building.
We assume everybody knows the whole story of everything, and we shouldn't do that. I told Cheryl, and I'll share to our listeners and our viewers right now, because I don't know if I've specified this since we've been out here doing radio shows on television of sorts. What used to be in this house of sorts was the transmitting device and equipment for WIPB TV back in the day. They eventually vacated this building and we acquired it. Jay Chapman had the idea and the notion, hey, we need space, we'd like to do ... And then lo and behold, here we are now today, and it's a very, very useful piece of our ability to use our voice to build and connect our community, and it's it's great to have the visual of it. Everybody has heard you on With Me, Cheryl, so many times through the. How many years has it been for you now doing the job?
It'll be 25 years in April.
Oh man.
Yeah, right.
Good for you.
Crazy.
Still loving it?
Not quite like 35.
Yeah, whatever.
33.
It's been a while. Wow. Still loving it?
Absolutely.
Yeah? What's your favorite part of the job?
I mean, the flexibility, the ability to be creative and come out with new ideas for ways to engage people, I think maybe is my favorite. And then seeing them downtown and seeing them enjoy their space.
And you have seen downtown through the years, through the decades, and some low points way back when, to see it and what it has become now today. It's got to be very gratifying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So many people have invested their time and their energy and their passion and to make it what it is. So it's ever evolving. Downtown never done, never ever done. So we're always in the process of it becoming what it will be tomorrow, and that's always exciting.
So the Sip and Savor event, Magic City Sip and Savor, full
Correct.
name. Use it verbatim. There will be a quarter jar, the fine jar, if you don't say it right. That's just the next thing. Let's look ahead. A couple of upcoming events, save the date sort of things. If you could go chronologically, I think that helps people, Cheryl.
Yeah, so we have 4 signature events during the year. Magic City Sip and Savor is first, and then Brink of Summer Arts Walk, which also includes Flower Hour. And last year we introduced Downtown Idol as the first elimination round happened during Brink of Summer Arts Walk. That will happen again this year.
Okay.
That is on June 4th. And then Save the Date, August 1st, Fire Up Downtown is back again. And we have some surprises. I can't talk about them yet.
Oh, come on.
No, there's
no
some.
one listens to me. Come on now.
Well, I'll come back and tell you all about them when you invite me to.
All right.
So.
Of course I will.
Yeah,
of course.
Yep.
All
And then we have Arts Walk at the end of the season, October 1st this year. Always a first Thursday. That's the soup crawl. It will be the final round, so we will choose the Downtown Idol at that event, and looking for obviously all of the Muncie 3 Trails music series shows.
Yeah.
There are 4 of them downtown. There are 3 of them on campus at the Brown Family Amphitheater. So always love hosting those.
Mr. Ziegler does a great job with that.
He absolutely does. What a gift.
Our Gary Joseph, by the way, has embraced that event last year especially, and is really very much dialed into helping and supporting those artists and bringing people together and bringing them to downtown and to the Brown Family Amphitheater too. So we're thankful for our Gary Joseph's work in that regard. Any last thoughts before we let you get on with the rest of your day, Cheryl Crowder?
Well, I kind of sped through Magic City Brewfest because there are or Magic City Sip and Savor. See, I'm still learning.
That's all right. Just as long as people
just
go.
A couple other people I want to mention that will be there.
Okay.
The Corn-Fed Roller Derby girls will be at Sip and Savor. We also have.
Are they going to be knocking people around? Or
No,
are they going to be on their best
they
behavior?
actually they're going to be spreading the word about all their bouts that they have coming up and just helping create some kinetic energy in Mad Jacks. If you've been in there, it's just a huge space, and we can fill up the ground, but then they're still like 15 feet above you. So they're going to help to create some motion in the space. The Muncie Makers Market will be there.
Okay.
Moth will be there with lots and lots of makers. We'll have it's just going to be a great time. I just didn't want to miss.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And how about if you tell them where to go to read and see more about it? Because that's always a useful thing.
So munciedowntown.com, hit events and scroll down. It has all of the events, but pick Sip and Savor and go get all the information. Tickets are on sale there. There's a tab to click to get those.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Cheryl Crowder, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Steve.
Are you amped? Or?
I'm amped.
That's her signature sign off as we continue. This is Delaware County Today from Studio B on WMUN.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. In 2020, downtown Attica was named one of Indiana Landmark's 10 most endangered sites. Since then, 7 historic buildings have been demolished, part of a broader effort to address safety concerns, preserve what remains of the historic district, and attract new growth, says Attica Mayor Larry Grant.
We did have engineering studies done, and it was in the millions just to stabilize them. You're not going to find people to put good money after bad, if you will.
An analysis released this week by the Indiana Business Research Center shows Indiana added nearly 39,000 residents last year, bringing the state's total population to 6.79 million. The IBRC says since 2023, the state has seen an average annual growth of nearly 44,000 residents per year, the largest 3-year increase since the mid-2000s. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana University is shaping the future of healthcare with Hoosiers in mind. Advancing discoveries that become treatments for Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and rare diseases, and training the providers trusted to deliver them. From the lab to your local clinic, IU powers medical breakthroughs and the talent behind them. Discover how IU is solving what's next at iu.edu/impact.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care, and deliveries keep moving. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Ball State Cardinals baseball.
A rocket toward the second baseman. 1 run scores. Here comes a second.
Every pitch, every hit, every run.
2 runs for the Cardinals. 3 runs for the Cardinals.
Go see the Cards all season long, free at Shebeck Stadium. But if you can't make it to the game, the Ball State Cardinals live right here.
The Cardinals win the series.
On the Talk of Muncie, WMUN.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle from anywhere, at any time? SamPierceChevy.com. Easily shop our huge selection on your schedule with our streamlined buying process. SamPierceChevy.com. Configure the best price for you. Set up a test drive and get exactly what you want. SamPierceChevy.com. We take the hassle out of buying a car. Shop, save, and buy online. SamPierceChevy.com. The best Chevy deals are in the country.
Listen to Delaware County Today on Alexa. Just enable the skill, then say, Alexa, play WMUN. Now back to Steve Lindell.
In the middle of the fun of Studio B, our daily program always gives you the lighter-sided news, too, because life's too stressy. How about a snapshot of your day today?
It's March 27th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. It's National Scribble Day. Today is meant to inspire kids to be kind through silly art, but really that's a sentiment which can apply to everyone. Encouraging a child to grab some crayons, a pad of paper, and just let their imaginations run wild can be a joy for everyone involved. You could even turn it into an activity for the whole family. Bring in the grandparents and see what they can create. Remember, there are no wrong choices. Also on this date, in 1939, the University of Oregon wins the first NCAA men's championship, beating Ohio State 46-33. The first March Madness tournament had only 8 teams vying for the national title. If it's your birthday today, you share it with Patty Hill, the composer and songwriter who wrote Happy Birthday to You, born in 1868. And singer Mariah Carey, born in 1971. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
On WMUN's Delaware County today, let's bring him in. Kurt Darling, sports of all sorts. He's the TV star now. He's got a show under his belt, Ball State Baseball in Focus on Thursdays.
That's
that
right.
Went well, you looked and sounded great, you and the guest, Kurt. That was fun.
Although I was looking into the wrong camera. I was going into one camera over here, and then there's one over here, so I have to get all the cameras figured out here in Studio
I
B.
did that for I've been doing it more often than you. You'll get used to it. Those big honking numbers. I had Sean Mattingly, our chief technologist, put those up there for me because my eyes aren't so good. And it helps me to know when I push one of these buttons that I'm doing that.
Right.
You'll get it all down. So on the baseball show, this is a weekly Thursday thing from 5 to 5:30, and then the The YouTube channel has the video component too. The post-production on the video was fantastic. I know you had some help with that, right?
That's right. Yeah, shout out to Dylan Budd. He is our executive producer and, of course, part of our partnership with Ball State Sports Link to put Ball State baseball on the radio. And so that, and also Rowan Elbert, who put together that great package on Brett Griffiths getting that walk-off RBI against Central Michigan. And so shout out to those two guys. And then we have a couple other kids as well from the Ball State Sports Link program who are going to be in on the action as we keep going through the season.
Very good. That's a Thursday effort from 5 to 5:30 p.m. at the Mark and others doing the other things. The Power Hour Daily, Mark Forster does that. Before we go much deeper, we have to go very topical. Apparently, there was a basketball game last night. I'm
sure I heard.
Some people were dialed into that. Boiler up. Holy cow.
I tell you what, Steve, the Boilermakers are the luckiest team in college basketball.
Why
right
do you
now.
say that?
They shouldn't have been in that situation because Texas was the better team in that second half. They were playing with the lead for the majority of the time. Luckily, Purdue was able to make at least some really good shots right down the stretch to actually stay in that contest. But I tell you what, Trey Kaufman-Renn bailed out Oscar Clough because
tell me if they didn't watch the game last night, tell them what happened down the stretch.
Oscar Clough, they were up by 3, and Texas is driving at the basket, and Oscar Clough fouls while they're going for the basket. They get it, and then an and one with it, and Purdue was up 3. And now they're down 1, and then, of course, Texas hits the subsequent free throw to tie the game. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, Clough fouled out of the game on that free throw as well. Luckily, though, Braden Smith had a really good dribble drive, and Trey Kaufman-Renn was there to clean it up. And it was, like I said, Trey Kaufman-Renn, he bailed out Oscar Clough last night. But either way, the Boilers are on to the Elite Eight. Sports
Director Kurt Darling here. You've seen a gajillion of these games. You've broadcasted half a gajillion of them as well. Sometimes, doesn't it come down to luck? I mean, you need some breaks to go your way for things to work out for these sorts of things.
Some of the best coaches in the entire world have said here, Steve, is the fact that sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And last night, Purdue was a little bit of both. They were a little bit more lucky than good, but either way, they got the job done. And now they get to face Arizona in the Elite Eight, which will be a really tough matchup.
How huge would it be if the Boilers were one of the 4 in the Indianapolis whole weekend next weekend? That would be just pandemonium.
Oh, absolutely. They would probably have the best crowd by far out of anybody of the teams that would make the Final Four. And I can certainly kind of relate that to what Indiana State did in the NIT a couple years ago. Indiana State fans showed out at Hinkle Fieldhouse for that one because it was in Indianapolis. Well, same thing will probably happen with Purdue. And so it'll be a really cool thing for the city as well as for the state if Purdue's able to make the Final Four again.
We're on WMUN's Delaware County Today. Kurt Darling, Woof Boom Sports Director. You will be on the call of at least one or more of the baseball games, I assume, this weekend.
Not this weekend.
Okay.
It'll be all Mick Tidrow and Rob Fisher this weekend. However, myself and Rob Fisher will be on the call for the Xavier game coming up next Wednesday.
All right, let's set up Shebeck Stadium this weekend right now.
So this weekend, it's the Ohio Bobcats coming to town. And right now, the Cardinals are in a little bit of a tough spot because they're coming off of that really tough loss to Southern Indiana in the middle of the week last week. That was a 13-3 final score in that one. So the good news for the Cardinals is that was not a MAC play situation. It was just a non-conference opponent one-off. And so the Cardinals are 5-1 in conference play right now. They're in a really good spot, but they need to keep things rolling here because every game counts when you're talking about MAC play. And so Ohio, they beat Miami last weekend, and Miami's a good baseball team. So you're going to have to try and get some good performances here this weekend.
The other Ball State buzz is that men's basketball coach. What are you hearing about Coach Capco so far?
Nothing but good things. Nothing but good things about Coach Capco. In fact, when he was in here on your show last week, I came in here and introduced myself for the first time one-on-one. He asked more questions to me than I did to him.
Isn't that great? He did the same thing to me, and I love it. He's inquisitive, and he's dialed in. He wants to be.
And so I have a good feeling about him, but as the old saying goes, it only shows on the court. The results show on the court. And so still withholding judgment, but either way, I have nothing but high hopes for Coach Capco.
The other Ball State nugget was the football schedule finally came out. It was a little delayed from previous year's announcement. That first game is in front of 104,000 people on the road. Going to be some way to start a season, right?
Going to Columbus and facing Ohio State is definitely a great. It's an interesting way to start a regular season for football. But they're also going to be going on the road to Northwestern in the middle of the season, up at the brand new Kyle Field, or Ryan Field, I should say. Okay. Kyle Field's in Texas A&M. Right. But still, everybody was really interested to see what that initial matchup would be with Sacramento State.
Yeah.
It's going to be at home here in Muncie, so we don't have to go all the way out to the West Coast for the first time here against Sacramento State. And so that'll be right here, but also 3 Maction games as opposed to just 1 last year. And so you get 3 Maction games on the schedule this year for Ball State. They're all going to be back-to-back late in the season, and it's going to be really cool to see what the Cardinals do this year, and I'm really excited for Coach Uremovich as well.
Kurt, always a pleasure. Enjoy a Friday night off. I assume you're going to do that with your beloved or something, yes?
Well, actually, Lily's going to go see the in-laws in Terre Haute. So, but I'm looking forward to being on the sideline for the 1A, 2A contest for the Boys State Finals here for the IHSA Champions Network here on Saturday.
Okay.
And then later on that night, I'm going to be working with my good friends over at the ISC Sports Network. I'm going to be on the call of the HSR Indoor Track and Field Championships. So that's going to be a really long day, but it's always really fun.
Do you ever sit down?
I am right now.
That's the extent of it, too. That's Kurt Darling and our sports director doing all the yeoman's work for us. Next item this morning on Delaware County Today. The U.S. is working on a new weapon for the Army.
Securing America.
For the first time in nearly 60 years, the U.S. Army is changing one of its most well-known weapons, the hand grenade. Hand grenades that have been in use since being introduced in 1968 are fragmentation grenades, meaning they send shrapnel in all directions when they explode. While they're lethal in close proximity, from longer ranges, some of the shrapnel can be deflected or stopped. The new grenades, which were cleared for use earlier this month, use force waves and pressure to cause damage, meaning its effects can't be stopped by blocking the explosion with doors or walls. Army officials say the development of the new grenade was deemed necessary by some of the door-to-door fighting our troops encountered in Iraq. The older grenades will still be used in more open areas, but when the environment is more enclosed, the new grenades will be used. The idea is to give soldiers the flexibility to choose the right weapon as needed. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
On WMUN, News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk, and the home of Ball State baseball, as we mentioned. Let's go lighter side of world. Sometimes bureaucracy can get in the way of things.
Fox Facts.
We've all been caught up in red tape, waiting on paperwork, approvals, or signatures, but the phrase started out far more literal. For centuries, governments across Europe tied important legal documents with bright red ribbon. In Spain, as early as the 1500s, royal decrees were bound in red tape to mark them as official state business. Britain later adopted the practice, and by the 1700s, court records and parliamentary papers were physically wrapped and sealed with red ribbon. The color made government documents easy to identify and harder to tamper with. But as government expanded during the Industrial Revolution, so did the paperwork. More documents meant more ribbon and more delay. By the early 1800s, writers began using red tape sarcastically to describe bureaucratic slowdowns. Even novelist Charles Dickens complained about government offices buried in it. The ribbon eventually faded from use. The delays never did. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
Another update from Washington, D.C., Fox News Radio. In moments, about 2 o'clock in the morning, a happening that you'll want to know about. You may not be aware of a vote that happened. That is coming up in a moment. First, let's go to Fox's Janice Dean from January of this year.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
An 8-year-old from the UK whose dreams to become a firefighter came true
makes today's Dean's List. Elliot lives with a rare genetic condition that affects only a few children worldwide and causes neurological damage over time. He's nonverbal, but through other ways, he has let his family know how much he loves the world of firefighting. His face lights up whenever he sees anything that has to do with being a firefighter. So with the help of Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Derbyshire Fire and Rescue, Elliot got to be a firefighter for a day. He was able to meet all of the first responders, got a tour of the station, rode on the fire engine, and held a water hose, which was his favorite part. The joy on his face and the little happy dances he did throughout the day conveyed all of his enthusiasm. The Derbyshire Fire and Rescue team say it was a privilege to make Elliot's wish come true, and seeing his strength, bravery, resilience firsthand was an inspiration to everyone. Janice Dean, Fox News.
And I'll say hello to Sister Sherry, who got a picture, I think, of Janice Dean. I saw a post from her recently and sent that to Sister Sherry, Portland, Oregon. Minnesota Mom listening, Roger too. Chicagoland, I saw some others around the country and even some over the pond. Thank you for listening on terrestrial radio, 92.5 FM and all the rest. My name's Steve Lindell for Jackson Jacoby, my producer in the Axia Command Center. Back again Monday morning, every day 8 to 9 a.m. on WMUN.